As my dad would say, howdy, glad you're here. Welcome to This Quiet Life. I'm Carrie, and I'm so glad you've joined me. In this week's video, you're going to see us till the garden and then begin to lay down weed barrier. And in the homesteading world, tilling the ground has become a no-no. You're disrupting the microorganisms that are living in the dirt that are beneficial, and so a no-till method is become the adopted best way. However, for me, it's not going to get done if I don't till it. I just have run out of time. In fact, I am late getting things in the ground. So I am just, there's a dang bird over there making a whole lot of noise. So we just ended up tilling it and covering it in weed barrier, and the last time we tilled it was 6 years ago, I think. And so it's been a while since we've tilled it. Not that that makes it any better, but just because the homesteading world says you have to do it a certain way, or just because, you know, whatever thing it is says you have to do it a certain way, doesn't mean you have to. It's your garden, it's your life. And so sometimes done is better than perfect. And if I had to pull all that grass out of the garden, it wasn't going to get done, and I wasn't going to have a garden. So we tilled it, and it looks so beautiful, all the fresh dirt. And then of course I go and cover it with weed barrier, but I do have a huge weed problem in my garden, and so I have to. Then I also discovered that my plants do better if I have the weed barrier down, because the black heats the plants and it helps them grow faster and bigger, and they just produce more and do better. And a big part of it for us is that we live in a place where our growing season is very short, 103 days, I believe. And so we have to do, things differently here because of that. Also, Southeast Idaho and other parts of this area is high desert, and so we do live in a desertous area, and so we water differently because of that. There's people in southern states who'll say, you only need to water once a week and water deep, but here we have to water more because this is a desert. And so we don't really get rain at all through the summer. We might have a thunderstorm in the afternoon, but that's really it. So we don't have any outside sources of water besides actually irrigating. So I water every other day and water deep. So my plant roots will go deep. So, you need to find out what works for your climate, and not just take the advice of someone who lives in a state far away from you or a country far away from you. Figure out what works for your climate. I did get stuff planted this week, but I don't know if that video will make it into this week's video. It depends on how much video I have of, how long the video is going to be with the tilling and the putting the weed barrier down. I only have onions, leeks, tomatoes, and eggplant left to plant, and then as far as plants go, and then I have seeds that'll go in next week, or probably next weekend. I am up early this morning because it's been so hot. For Southerners, not that hot, but for here, it's hot. It got up to 97 yesterday, and that's too hot for us Northerners. So I got up early so I can get some work done before it gets hot again. I've been working like 8 p.m. to 9, and then this morning I decided to get up early, just a little bit early, and knock out some stuff. Let me show you real quick. In the time lapses, you can see that we've been laying plastic, but let me give you a little bit of a tour before we get too far into this, and I can show you what we've gotten done and what we still need to do. So this is the original part of the garden, and so we've gotten plastic laid on almost all of that. I just need a small piece there, and then here we have all of this laid. We have, except this end. So I have enough plastic to almost finish this, and then but what I don't have is enough landscaping staples. So I've gotten those ordered so we can get this down. But this part is squash, and it's not going to get planted until next week or the week after, so it's okay. We did get covered what I need to get planted soon. And then the new part where so we ended up tilling all of this, which you'll see in the video, just to save me time. And then over here, this is the new part that we tilled, and we've gotten plastic laid on it, and except for right in here, and we'll get that done. But this is going to be where the broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage is going to get planted. And so what I'm doing this morning is I'm going to burn holes in the weed barrier. And so Lance, my hat got wet last night, so I was trying to dry it a little before I put it on, but Lance took a board and cut holes for me so that I can torch in those holes. And so I'm gonna work on where the broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage are going this morning, so I can get those planted. And then I really need to get peppers planted also, and then tomatoes will be a little bit later, and tomatoes will be in that back area, and onions need to get planted soon too. But he's gonna cut me a different board for that one, and I'll show you when I get there. So, and then that bunch of stuff growing is mostly weeds, but the garlic is in there, so I need to get in there and weed that, but that's gonna get done after we get planted. So it just, sometimes things have to wait. In all my videos, I have talked about the Shop Forward and the different shirts that they have, and bags, and I saw that they just added more sunglasses to their store, and then also they have some shirts for Father's Day that I think are hilarious. Some of the ones that I think are hilarious, one says, "I've got dad jokes," and then another one says, "I laugh at dad jokes." And I plan on getting that one because I do laugh at dad jokes. They're funny. I probably have the sense of humor of a dad. So head on over to their shop. The link is in the description, and look around and see what they've got. I really like the Father's Day stuff they've got going on. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope you have an amazing day.